Hey Tube Buddies! So it's time for some fun Q&A action. I've collected a lot of your questions and I feel like it's time for another one. So we're going to go through these and I'm going to answer them as honestly and as distinctly as I can. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you guys want to participate in some of my clothing try-ons or enjoy more videos like this. Question number 1. Any movie remakes you did like? Ooh, remakes are a tough one. Now, I would say I'm a classic girl at heart, so it takes a lot for me to really like a remake versus the original. I will say not necessarily remakes, but revamps I've really enjoyed. The latest Ghostbusters with the young kids, that was epic. The latest Evil Dead was pretty good. I mean, there was no Ash, and it lost the comedy, and there was no claymation. But I did find it scary, and they did a good job of bringing it to more of a real scary horror movie kind of standard, which I really liked. So that was good. Other than that, not a lot are popping into mind. I am a very classic girl at heart, and to be honest with you, I do enjoy most movies. Even though it might not be a standalone, gonna remember it forever kind of movie, it might still be something I really enjoyed anyways. What's your plans after the adult industry? What do you mean after? Being online and being that I control my entire own career and always have, it means that as long as you guys still want to enjoy my company and as long as I'm still having fun doing this, I'm going to always keep doing this. I've started to roll into the mom I'd like to category and doing lots of fun videos like that, which has really been a lot of fun. So I think as long as you guys always want to tune in, as long as I'm still having fun, I'm going to always be making new content, having fun, and producing things for you guys to enjoy. Do you got tattoos or piercings? I have both. I have my belly button pierced. I got it pierced when I was 16. I have double ears pierced. I used to have a clit piercing, but it was impossible to enjoy oneself with it. I mean, like, ouch. It'd be going real good, like, ooh, that feels real good, and all of a sudden, it was like someone stabbed you with a hot poker down there. So sadly, after 2 months of not being able to pleasure oneself, I took it out because I couldn't stand it any longer. But it was so adorable. And as for tattoos, I only have one. I have a memorial tattoo for my dad on the back of my neck. I do have plans to get one more. I'm going to get some puppy paws on me. I'm going to get my little Kinsey puppy paws on me since she just passed away. She was my first puppy, and she has made a big impact on my life. Are you on Kik, Hangouts, or WhatsApp? Nope, nope, and nope. I don't do any free messaging service, guys. My time, I'm a very busy person, and seeing that my job is interacting with fans, I only do one-on-one messaging on my paid platforms. And that way I'm making sure I'm not having fakers contacting me, pumping me for information to scam you guys, and I get to feel comfortable and safe communicating with people and offering that to people who are help supporting me. So I only DM direct message on my OnlyFans profile. Other than that, I don't use WhatsApp, even with my friends, even with my family. I don't use Kik, never had a Kik, and I definitely am not on Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is like 99.9% all fakers. All dudes who live in Ghana who are stealing your money and scamming you. Stay off of it. Just do yourself that favor. What's your biggest turn on? My biggest turn on would be someone who, for me, it's more an intellectual thing to be turned on. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm physically attracted to guys and people, but for me, it's like a shared moment of something we both really enjoy, being silly and goofy together and being able to giggle. Someone who makes me feel comfortable in my own skin, who I'm really enjoying their company, and I can just be me, whether that's a goofy side of me, a playful side of me, or a more intellectual side of me. That would be my biggest turn on. What's your biggest turn off? My biggest turn off is cocky, rude guys, people who take precedence with my physical space. So people who slap my ass, try to touch me without me knowing them, like even like a hand on the back or something like that. Like my personal space, my personal space. Or people who are mean to old people or small dogs. Those are my biggest turnoffs. Will you take my virginity? I sure won't. Sorry. I'm married. My husband is my scene partner, my business partner, my videographer, and my best friend. He's the only person that I sleep with. I don't want to sleep with anybody else. It's not really my cup of tea. Nothing wrong with that if you do. Power to you guys. I hope you're having fun. But I prefer him. So sorry, I'm not interested in sleeping with anybody else, and I hate to say it even more. Even if I was to start dating, because magically I'm single for some horrible reason, a virgin is definitely not high on my list of someone I would like to be with. Sorry. What's your fave candy you used to like to get trick-or-treating or as a treat? Ooh, my fave candy. Weirdly enough, I like the chocolate-covered raisins or chocolate-covered nuts of some kind. Almonds or a chocolate bar with nuts in it. Or a big, big hit with me when I was younger was those cookies and cream chocolate bars. They were good. Favorite Halloween costume you wear? Ooh, that's a good one. Because I've had a lot of epic Halloweens. I'm a really big Halloween fan. I would say one of my favorite Halloween costumes I've ever worn, hands down, has got to be Poison Ivy. I made it myself. It's a bra, panties, and this really epic cool skirt and a wig, and I did red eyebrows. It was quite a bit of work to make, but I really, really loved how it turned out, and it was just perfect. Plus, Poison Ivy is one of my all-time favorites, so that's pretty high on the list. Do you have a favorite lube? I sure do. So I prefer a liquid water-based lube because I use a lot of toys, and I prefer more easy cleanup. So being that I use a lot of toys, unless your toys are metal or glass, those are the only toys that work with silicone lube. If not, you need to make sure you're using a water-based lube or your lubricant, if it's silicone, with a rubberized toy or a plastic toy, can cause it to start leaching and chemically break down, and it's actually really bad for you and really bad for the toy. So I used a water-based lube. I like the Wet brand. Ta-da! Wet brand original. I usually get the light, but they're out of the light, so I got the original. The original's just as good. What is your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby would have to be some sort of arts and crafts because I grew up being a Girl Scout, a brownie, all that kind of fun stuff, did lots of arts and crafts. So I really love painting, I love my crocheting, or I love my cosplay costume making. That would be my favorite. Can I have a pair of your panties, please? Of course you can. I sell my panties, my worn lingerie, anything you've seen me wear in shoots, a lot of the stuff you see me wear here on YouTube. I sell all of that on my official store, which is shopkattieb.com. You can go there and buy it. It comes directly from me. I wear them, package them, and send them. Does it offend you when someone calls you a MILF? Does it offend you when someone calls you a MILF? That really depends. I'm getting used to the term MILF in reference to me because A, I'm not a mom, unless you count being a doggy mummy. Not that there's anything wrong with being a mom. Power to the mummies out there, you hot, sexy selves. Just not my cup of tea, so I'm not a mom. So it's always been kind of weird being called a MILF because I'm like, but I'm not a mom. And I don't consider myself old enough to be a MILF, so I'm kind of like, huh? But in the same respect, calling someone a MILF is saying that you think that they're hot and you'd like to boing. So I take it as a compliment. There's been a little bit of a transition there for me where I was like, huh? What? Now I just understand that if it's being said in a positive manner, it's meant as a compliment. Do you prefer wearing a bra or going without? This is a tricky question. I would say I prefer going without. It's the most comfortable. They're not super heavy because they are implants. I enjoy the feeling of my shirts just loosely touching. I enjoy nothing pinching or, straps in the way, etc., etc. That said, I also really like my twins, and gravity still works, whether they're implants or not. So I like to wear my bra so that I feel like I'm taking care of them, so they're going to stay perky and happy and exactly where they are for ever and ever and ever and ever. So half and half. I usually wear my bra mostly during the day, and then in the evening when it's time to relax and it might be uncomfortable for me, I take the bra off so I can enjoy the freedom feeling. Thank you guys for your awesome questions. I love answering fan questions. If you have more questions, comment them below. Let me know and I can include those in my next YouTube Q&A. I'm also putting together a Q&A for TC and I, so if you have some fun couple questions, make sure to drop those below for sure. All right, thank you guys. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, and the videos on the screen are something else I think you're gonna like. Have a good one.